everyone, welcome to today's strength workout on Coleman TV. For those who don't know me, I'm Agnieszka. I'm an exercise physiologist with our Calgary Coleman Healthcare location. And today we're going to be doing a full body strength workout at home. A couple of things that you're going to need for this workout today. You're going to want a chair available, so like a kitchen chair works great. If you have an actual workout bench, you can use that instead. If you have some resistance bands lying around, we're going to use these a fair bit. So we have a couple options here. So we have mini bands. These are an option for a couple exercises, but not necessary. So they're just a nice loop. So if you have them, pull them out. We do have our Thera-Band, which is just a long straight band. You can have variable tensions on these. This will be really useful. You can do the whole resistance band portion of the workout with just this type of a band. You can also tie these Thera-Bands off into a loop itself, so that if you prefer the loop option in some exercises, you can use that. And then we also have one of the two bands with handles on it. So again, options to use this, but you only really need that straight Thera-Band to go through the workout. We do also have dumbbell options again today. So in the last couple of workouts, if you've joined me, we've just kind of been using the odd pair of dumbbells that we have sitting around our house. Maybe it's a 5 pound, 10 pound, 15 pound that we can just build into the workout. But anything that we're using dumbbells for today, you can use a resistance band for instead. And then otherwise, just some floor space is great. Going into the workout, make sure that if you have any health conditions that you are concerned about, that you have already spoken to a physician or an exercise physiologist regarding these and have been cleared to exercise. Today's workout is going to be a little bit tough, so please ensure that that has happened. If you haven't, come back to the workout later, but make sure you speak with a professional first. And then to that regard, if you do have health conditions, you have injuries, you have joint problems, respect all those things today. Respect your body, respect what it can do. Don't work outside of your limits. So every exercise has modifications in it. Take the modifications where you need. There's options to make it harder, options to make it easier. So do what you have to do. Take extra breaks. Don't keep pace with me during the workout if that's too much for you. All right, so we're gonna get right into a nice warm up, and then I might have a couple extra points. So we're just gonna start marching on the spot. You can get right into a jog if you'd like, whatever is best option for you. And then you can also do this from a chair seated. So if this is more appropriate for you, sit in your chair, nice high knees, just marching up, okay? We're just getting the blood flowing, starting to get our bodies warmed up. Really important part of our workout. You want to prepare your body for the work it's about to do. So our vessels, they need to dilate, they need to open up so that more blood can flow through per minute to reach all those working muscles and provide the oxygen that it needs. So I never skip a warm-up. You shouldn't either. If you have a piece of cardio equipment at home, like an exercise bike, a treadmill, an elliptical, go ahead, hop on that if you want to do that for your warm-up instead. I'm just gonna do it here, marching on the spot. Get into a little jog. Today's workout does have quite a bit of upper body components to it. So that should be a fun piece. Good. And throughout the workout today, we're working in circuits. So again, if you've done any of my previous workouts, we've really done everything in circuits. So we have a few exercises in a round to do. And these are timed circuits again. So meaning we'll be doing them for a chunk of time. So for example, 6 minutes or 8 minutes. And in that time frame, you're just doing as many rounds of that circuit as you can. Not necessarily what I can or someone else in your household can. So this gives you the option to work at your own pace and still go through all the exercises. Before each start of each circuit, I'm going to walk through each exercise, show the modifications, teach the exercise, and then we'll all go together for that chunk of time. Then we'll have a nice stretch cool down at the end. I'm going to get into a little bit of a jog here. Just get my heart rate going a little bit more. You should be starting to feel just a little bit warmer. Maybe you're even getting to a point of being a little bit breathless, breathing a little bit heavier. This shouldn't feel like hard work. It should just feel like you're starting to get going. We're going to go for just a little bit more here. Really get our bodies going. Coming in from your march or your jog or your seated march, we're going to add one more component to this heart rate increasing warm up. We're going to come on over, and all you're going to do for me is do a squat or a partial squat. So hips back, pressure in your heels, ball of your feet, down, and then raise a knee up, bring it back down, up, and back down. So join me now. You can just do the squats if the knee raise is just a little bit too much for you. We're just kind of getting those leg muscles warmed up and continuing to increase that heart rate and get that blood flowing. So I'll do these for a moment here. Then we're going to get right into our mobility warm-up. So getting our joints ready for the work that they're about to do. Getting that range of motion going. Definitely should be starting to feel warm here if you weren't already. A few more. Whew. Okay, great. So my heart rate's up. Yours should be too. Make sure you've got some water nearby for your breaks today. All right, mobility. So we're going to start with leg swings, so you can join in with me. We're just getting the hips warm. Use your chair for balance or use your wall for balance, whatever you need. And you're just going to balance on one leg, slight bend in your knee, swing with the other. You're just swinging as far as you can with that hip, and that hip flexor, how far it can actually open. So my hip extends to about here. If I go any further, I'm really putting my back into it to make it look more impressive, so don't do that. So join me now, getting those hips going. This should feel really good, really gentle. Do a few more on this leg. And we're going to switch legs. Same thing on the other side. Go to where your range on that side is. It might be different than the first side, that's okay. Don't worry about that. Good. Throughout today's work exercises, I want you focusing on keeping a tall spine, shoulders pulled back, and core engaged throughout. How you engage your core, you want to think about bringing your belly button towards your spine. You want those shoulders back. And you want to think about those pelvic muscles being pulled up like an elevator towards your ribs. So it's like you're pulling your pelvis up towards your ribs, belly button to spine. That's going to give you a really nice tight center. You should be able to feel that when you go ahead and try and do that. We're going to get right into some shoulder warm-up. So today you're actually going to come up against your wall that you might have near you. Bring your arms out to side. Walk your feet away from the wall. Let your back go against the wall. You're just going to do some angels. Okay, so it's like you're laying on the ground in the snow, making a snow angel. We're going to do about 10 or 12 of these. Go to where your range is. Your shoulders might only be able to go to here. That's okay. We're just warming them up, getting them ready for the movements. A few more here. You might even feel a gentle burn starting in those shoulders as you go through these. Relaxing, shaking them off, and we're just going to finish off with a little bit of spine mobility, so thoracic rotation. So take a seat in your chair. Sit up nice and tall. So tall spine, core engaged. One arm on each opposite shoulder, and you're just going to rotate your spine as far as you're able to from your mid and upper back. So not from your lower back. So here's my range. If I go further, I've used my hips and my lower back to get here. So I'm just going to where that range in the thoracic is. So join me now if you haven't already. Get another part of your warm-up. You never want to skip. It's mobility. It's crucial for our daily activities. We need that mobility to actually be able to do those, but also in the workout itself. If you want this to be effective, you want your joints to be ready. A few more here. A You might feel that your range is getting a little bit bigger on each side now as you've gone through a few of these. Perfect. All right, we're gonna get right into the fun work. So our first circuit today has 2 exercises in it. Just gonna move Sky, okay? So our first exercise is a bit of a double whammy. We get some shoulder work, some leg work at the same time. We're doing an external rotation, so we're actually going to be working some of those rotator cuff muscles in our shoulder while sitting in a wall sit. So you're going to come up to your wall and to bring yourself down into a seated position. You want your knees lined up with your toes, pressure in the ball of your foot and your heel. You should feel your legs burning right away. Shoulders pulled back, core engaged. Now you can take your band, wrap it around your hands, or hold it as a Thera-Band, and you're going to rotate externally against that tension. Elbows stay alongside your body. So elbows are tucked in. You're rotating against that tension only as far as you can, which you can see is not that far. My elbows never leave the sides of my body. Should get a nice burn in those shoulders. You're going to do 12 repetitions of those while holding that squat position in the wall. If you want it to be a little lighter, don't go down as deep. Okay? It's going to be a little bit easier on your legs. You can absolutely do this without the squat. You can do this just standing or seated in your chair and just focus on the shoulders. 12 repetitions. Next, you're going to do a plank with a row option. So here we're going to use our dumbbells or a band. So your plank row is going to look like this. So if I'm using dumbbells, I'm going to bring each dumbbell underneath my shoulders. I'm either going to do a plank stepped out, okay, high plank, shoulders back, tight core here, and while attempting to minimize the shift in my hips, from this position, I'm going to row up and bring that back down. In my row, I'm bringing my elbow just behind me, focusing on squeezing those muscles in the back through that shoulder blade area. A wider stance is a little bit easier to maintain those hips. So you're going to do, what did I say? I think 6 per side on these guys. Oh, that was mean. 8 per arm on these ones. Now you can do this from your knees. I highly recommend it if this is a little bit tricky. It's a little bit easier to maintain that plank position because you want that core engaged the whole time. If you're using a band, take your band, either loop it around again on your forearms or hold it down with each arm, and you're just going to row against that tension of the band. So same thing, rowing with a band. If this is too much for you, go ahead and just hold the plank on the ground or from your chair. So you can either do a high plank from your chair, from your knees as well. I would come down on my elbows if I'm doing that. And you can just hold that for a count of 30. Pick your options. Those are 2 exercises. We're going for 6 minutes in this round. So you're going to do as many as you can in that time frame. Don't keep pace with me. Don't keep pace with anyone else in your home. Just do what you can. All right, and here we go. So we're going to start with our wall sit, or maybe you're just doing this seated in your chair or standing. Elbows stay tucked in, 12 reps, pushing out against that tension for your shoulders. The lower you go, the harder this is. Should get a nice burn in your shoulders and your legs. And from there, we're going to go right into our plank row. So I'm going to choose a knee option to start, and I'm going to use my dumbbells on this first round. So you're keeping your core tight, trying to avoid shifting in your hips as much as you can. 8 per arm. Breathing through. You can see I'm not rushing through this movement. I'm really focusing on control and form. Quality over quantity here. Keep that core engaged. That's the hardest part. Take breathers where you need. If you're sticking with me, if you're using just a regular Thera-Band, same thing as the loop band. I'm just holding it and rotating against that tension. The lower I go in this hold, the harder it is on my legs. Shoulders will be burning with those plank rows involved. Don't forget to breathe. We only have 4 minutes left in this round already. So I'm going to go ahead and do this next round with a band, just to demo your options. Keep in mind, if you're doing this from your toes, this is really the advanced option. I won't be able to do the whole round like this. Keep a nice neutral spine. Engage core. I know my shoulders are feeling that. We've got just under 3 minutes left. Probably going to get a couple more rounds in here. For those of you who are keeping pace with me, again, take your options where you need. If you don't want that sit against a wall, you can do this exercise standing or seated without the squat option. Shoulders should really be talking here. Mine are. Again, plank option. You can absolutely just turn this into a plank if the row is too much. Maybe you've already been doing that. I'm going to go ahead and just hold the plank on this one, 30 seconds. Shoulders pulled back, core engaged, belly button to spine, pelvis pulled up towards the ribs. Shoulders still feel holding a high plank. They're still engaged in this. Got a lot of upper body going on here. Again, take breaks where you need. They can be longer than mine. We've got just over a minute left. I'm going to go ahead and get one more full round in. And make it nice and challenging for myself. Remember, when you're in your squat hold, core is still engaged. Knees are lined up with toes. Pressure is in the ball of your foot and your heel. Legs are burning, knees aren't hurting. Elbows stay along your sides. They don't leave the side of your body. Yeah, good burn. 30 seconds to go. So get in, finish up with your last exercise you're on here, and then we get a break. Keep that core engaged throughout all exercises. 3 seconds, 2, and done. Whew. Okay, just like that. Round 1 done. Take a breather. We're going to get ourselves prepared for our next round. So I'm going to go through the demos. You guys enjoy a break. So we have 3 exercises. Our second circuit is a little bit bigger, a little bit chunkier. So we're going to go for a little bit longer. We're going to start off with a fly option with the bands. So you're going to take your band, sit in your chair. Want to be seated nice and tall, tight core, okay? Bring your band behind you. Option 1 directly behind you. And you're just going to hold it as tight as you need for tension. Bring your shoulders or your arms to shoulder and chest height, okay? Engage core, and you're just flying forward against that tension. Bringing your hands in together to meet in the middle. Show you from the side here. Focus on tight core. Elbows are just slightly bent. Coming back to center, straight arm each time. When you come back down against the tension of the band is going to want to fly you back. Don't allow it. You can take a little less tension. You can put this right behind your back. If you want a little bit more, loop it around one of your chair legs and then bring it forward. Here, I've got a little bit more tension to work with when I open up against that band. Exercise 2 is a kneel to stand. This is a great exercise to keep yourself able to get up and off the ground. A lot of leg strength here. If you have a pad, a pillow, or a mat that folds well, good time to use it for your knees. You're going to start off in a kneeling position. Tight core. I want tall spine. Really engage that center. This is important here. From here, you're going to bring one hip forward. So you have to swing that hip, rotate it around into that lunge position, knee at 90 degrees, pressure, heel of my foot, ball of my foot, okay? I'm going to get nice and tight, curl my back toes under me, and then using both legs, I'm going to bring myself up into a nice tall stand. From here, I'm going to go back into that kneeling position. So with the same leg that was behind me, come back down, kneel, and I want you to come into a full kneel. So both legs end up back in kneeling position, because I really want through this exercise for you to have to work on that hip rotation and that swing forward. That's actually very important. It's a little mobility check, because you may find that's a little bit tough to do. Same thing, nice and tall. Options here. If you want a little challenge, hold a weight. Same exercise. Now you have a weight in hand, tight core, coming back down, full kneeling. Alternate legs or do one leg at a time, doesn't matter to me. 5 per leg here. If this is too much or the balance is hard, use your chair or your wall for balance and support. Maybe you can't bring yourself up just with your legs. That's okay. Use the wall, use the chair. Help yourself as much as you need to come into that position. Third exercise, we're doing a shoulder press with our bands or your dumbbells. So dumbbell option, seated or standing. If you're standing, dumbbells by your ears, shoulders back, tight core, slight bend in your knees, press up overhead. 10 repetitions. Same thing if you're seated, nice and tall, by your shoulders, press up overhead, back down. With your band, same options. Standing, stand on your band, by your shoulders, press overhead, or seated, stand on your band, nice and tall, tight core, pressing overhead, just like that. Option here, if you want challenge, add a squat with your press. So you're standing on your band or you're using your dumbbells, either option. Squat, press up, squat down, press up each time. 10 repetitions. All right, that's it. So we have band flies, 12 reps. Kneel to stand, 5 per leg. Shoulder press, 10 repetitions. Lots of exercises, big circuit. We're going for 10 minutes here, starting right away. Work at your own pace, take breaks where you need. Don't keep pace with me. Here we go. Get yourself set up for your band flies. 12 reps, Arms by chest, shoulder height, against that tension. Want more tension? Hold your band shorter. Nice and tall, tight core. You should feel that there is tension you're working against when you're coming in. Breathing throughout. Try and keep your shoulders away from your ears. Oops. As I'm looking at my mat here. Kneel to stand. Full kneel. Stand up nice and tall, tight core. Full kneel back down. Back leg toes are curled under. Front foot pressuring the ball of my foot and my heel. I'm doing my best to use my legs to come up. Maybe I'm using some support here from a chair or a wall. That's okay. Don't rush your movement. Legs should get tired through this movement. You can be holding the weight for challenge. And if you need it, make sure you have a cushion, pillow, folded up mat under your knees here. Nice tight center. Into your shoulder press when you're ready. Maybe you're squatting, maybe you're just pressing, maybe you're seated. Dumbbells or band. 10 reps. Okay, take breaks where you need. My heart rate is up. We got 7.5 minutes to go in this round. Remember, 12 repetitions if you're on flies with me. Elbow slightly bent, core engaged. I have tension I'm flying against here. I'm controlling on the way back. I'm not letting that band win and pull me back. Sticking with me or a kneel to stand. I'm going to go ahead and use a weight this time. Give myself a little challenge. Core engaged. Mindful of where the pressure is in my foot. How my knees are lined up with my toes. Again, if you need balance support, like I could have used there, use it. Breathe through the whole time through your workout here. Don't worry about speed. Focus on quality. Shoulders are back. Spine is long. And if you're with me, we're on shoulder press. We have 5 minutes to go in this round. Option for challenge, got squat and press. Grounding in the squat. Make sure you focus on hips back, knees lined up with toes, core engaged. Whew. Again, taking breaks where you need. I need a few seconds. We got just over 4 minutes to go. So probably another set or set and a half, depending on your speed, to get through. Doing great. Keep going. Again, if you're on flies, pick what's best for you. Maybe the band's just behind you, just behind the chair, or around the leg for a little more tension. Tall spine here, core engaged. Elbows slightly bent. Controlling that band. Should have a nice little bit of burn here. I do. It's fun. Again, kneel to stand if you're with me. Wherever you are is good. '90-degree angle with my knee. Tall core, tall posture. Quality here versus speed. Remember, 5 per leg here. Shoulder press if you're with me again. Seated is a perfectly good option here. The dumbbells are band. Still pressing overhead. I'm still sitting up nice and tall. Tight core. 10 reps. And take breaks where you need. We've got 1 minute left in this round. I'm going to go ahead and try and get just a little bit more in. At least get my flies in. Notice my shoulders stay down, away from my ears when I do this. Again, I'm tall, my core is tight. Which means I have no tension in my lower back, maintaining this tall position. "12 reps. We got 30 seconds left here on the clock. I'm going to make the most of it here. We'll do a few more kneels, stands. Finish up whatever exercise you're on. We got 3 seconds. And done. Okay. Whew. Nice work, everyone. We are 2 circuits in. We have 1 to go. Take the breather, take the drink of water. I'm going to walk you through our last round. Our last one Just 2 exercises. So if you're starting to feel a little tired, just 2 exercises. We can do it. We have walkouts. So, edge of your mat, tall spine, shoulders pulled back, engage that core. Take a good hip distance stance with your legs. Bring your hands down onto the mat. Now, depending on your hamstring range here, you might already be bending at your knees quite a bit more to get there, or maybe your legs are straight, mine aren't. Hands down, walk yourself out until your hands are just under your shoulders. Tall plank position, core engaged. Option here for challenge. Add in a push-up, then walk yourself out. Stand up nice and tall between each repetition. Core tight, hands under shoulders. Push-up is only the modification for challenge. You don't need to do the push-up. Without the push-up, you're just walking back up into a tall position. Option here, if this is too much, take your chair, do a walkout to your chair. Now stand a little bit away from it, hands down, step out, get into that tall position. Maybe even add a push-up in here if that's something that's appropriate for you. Step in, nice and tall. Both options are great. 6 repetitions, so not too many, just 6. Then we're getting into tricep exercise. Chair dips, option 1. Take your chair, sit on the edge of it. Bring your hands kind of right under your bum. Pull your shoulders back and down, engage that core. Shift your hips so they're just off the chair. Then you can come down using flexion at your elbow and push yourself back up with your arms. Go down only as low as you can. No pain in your shoulders. Don't let your shoulders come up to your ears. You have to maintain that. 12 repetitions here. If this is too much for you, take your band or your dumbbell. You're going to do a tricep kickback. You're going to hold the band down with one hand, one knee on the chair, bring the other leg back, straight spine. Take whatever tension you need. Bring your elbow to your side, extend from the elbow. Okay, the whole movement is just from the elbow. You can see no other joints in my body are moving. I'm going to do 12 per side here. That's your option. Okay, those are our 2 exercises. Walkouts, tricep dips, or tricep kickbacks. In your walkout, you maybe added a push-up, maybe you don't. We're going for 6 minutes here. Here we go, last round. Let's do it. So my hands and a bunch of my shoulders. I end up in a tall plank position. When I stand up tall, I'm squeezing my glutes at the top too, still engaging my core. 6 reps here, not too many. Take whatever option you need. Once you're done with those, tricep dips or kickbacks. Take a breath where you need it. Just off the edge of your chair, shoulders back, core engaged, dipping down, using your arms to come back up. 12 repetitions. You will feel a burn in your arms, especially if you had the push-ups in there. Guys are making me work today. I feel this. Okay, we got just over 4 minutes to go. Already almost down 2 minutes in this round. Take the breathing you need. Take the water you need. I'm going to do just a walkout, no push-up this time. Nice and tall. Tight glutes, tight core. Really handy exercise. Nice whole body exercise. You need to use your arms, your core, your legs. I'm going to go ahead and do a tricep kickback this time. So if you're staying with me, you can give this a go. Get the band as tight as I want it. One knee on the bench or chair. Other arm by my side, elbow at my side. Tall spine, tight core. Kicking back just from my elbow. Just an elbow extension. Isolating those triceps. Should still get a good burn here, even if you're working with the band. Switching sides when you're done. Remember to breathe through all your movements. Say oxygen's good for you. I think it's true. All right, so we've got just under 2 minutes left in this round. Take breathers where you need. I'm going to go for one more round here. If you're adding in the push-up, make sure you're able to do a full range push-up. Do your movements well. Don't just pick harder ones because they're harder. Remember, 6 reps here. Tight core. Hands under shoulders. We've got just under a minute, 45 seconds to go in our last circuit here. Then we're done. Then we're stretching. Less than 30 seconds. Whew. Less than 20. My arms are burning. 10 seconds. Last 5, 3, 2, and done. Finish what you're on. You did it. Another workout. Just like that. Whew, nice work. Okay. As we take a breath, catch your breath, have a sip of water. You did amazing. I found that one to be pretty tough. So I am good and sweaty here on my end. Let's just get into a few stretches after we just did all that work. Start with a couple upper body stretches. We did work it a little bit more today than in some workouts. Sit up nice and tall in your chair. Open up your arms for me, just till you get a pull across your chest. Hold this. We're holding for 30 seconds. Again, I really want you to find that pull. I want you to breathe. Okay, working on catching our breath. Arms should be tired, mine are a little bit jello-y. Always fun to see how much work you can do with limited equipment. I personally have had some really hard workouts through this period of time that I've been at home. Good, relaxing those arms, shaking across. Bring one arm across your chest, opposite arm by your elbow, pulling it across. You should get a bit of a stretch in your shoulder and your back. Holding here. Again, we worked those shoulders a lot today. Really want to stretch them out. After this is done, feel free to check out one of the mobility and flexibility sessions on Coleman TV if you want a good full-length stretch session. Every component of your fitness is important. That includes flexibility and mobility, strength, endurance, cardiovascular fitness. So make sure that you're balancing your weeks with workouts that address all those components. Maybe it's a nice fast-paced walk outside, indoor cardio equipment, some of these strength sessions, maybe a yoga session or a mobility session. Just make sure you have a good balance and that your entire week isn't just high-intensity, hard workouts. Switching arms if you haven't already. Breathing. My heart rate's still coming down. For those of you tracking your heart rate, probably got pretty high today. Mine, I think, was in the 170s, so I was working. We're going to come down on the ground, do a couple cat-cows, and then a child's pose for our spine. Couple leg stretches, so hands on your shoulders, knees under hips. I want you to breathe in around your back, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, come back to neutral, or get into an extension, look up. Whatever's comfortable for your spine. Breathe in, round, exhale, extend. 3 or 4 more of these. Breathe in, round. Exhale, extend from here. Come right into a child's pose. So bum towards your heels. If you need to put a cushion behind here because you can't get all the way down, that's fine. Go right ahead. Bring your arms forward, nice long spine, long arms, and just breathe here. Just feel like a great stretch on your spine, on your, maybe all the way through your shoulders and your arms, lower back. Appreciating the work you've just done. Slowly coming out of it. Bring one foot forward. Maybe you have a cushion under your knee into a lunge position. Drive that back leg, that hip forward until you get a pull in that back leg. Holding it here, breathing. Gain that hip flex for that quad. Again, put a cushion under your knee if you need it in this position. Got a lot in that workout, a lot of exercises. Slowly bringing that leg down. Switching legs, same thing on the other side. Drive that hip forward till you get a nice long pull in that hip flexor. And that quad. Knees still lined up with toes, and I'm not having to go way far forward because I'm driving the movement forward with my hip rather than my front leg. Holding and breathing. Nice work. I'm going to finish off with a glute stretch here, and then I'll set you free. Coming down on the ground, or you can do a seated glute stretch. Bring one foot up on your knee, or ankle on your knee. From here, you can either grab behind your leg, bring it forward till you get a pull in your glute, or just bring the leg up without the hands, just till you get a nice pull through those hips, through that glute. Again, you might be able to go further than I can. You go to where you feel a stretch, not a strain. Okay, stretches should not feel like strains. It should not feel like your muscles are tearing apart. It should just be a nice gentle stretch that you can breathe through. So again, working within your limitations, even on flexibility. This is not my strong suit, so slowly bringing that leg down, switching legs, take your time. Again, one side might feel different than another. That's okay. Breathing through, keep your neck relaxed if you have your arms around your back of your leg. You want to create tension in your neck. A few more seconds here. Slowly bringing it down. Take your time coming off the ground. Again, hydrate well. Have a good meal after this workout. You did great. And we'll see you next time. Keep checking out all the Coatman TV videos.